All right, so today we're taking a look at Soundful. We'll be signing up and using it for the first time, giving our commentary and first impressions as we're going along and using the tool, and then we will give it a review at the very end. All right, so this is Soundful. This is their homepage, and on their homepage, it doesn't really tell you what this is. It says here, creating music at the speed of sound. We're gonna have to kind of extract and decipher what this means. Is this an AI music generator? Is this a music composition tool? What exactly is this? Their homepage seems to be lacking. It's a little bit unclear what exactly you're getting yourself into, but let's go ahead and create an account and jump right in. All right, so this is the Soundful dashboard. This is what it looks like when you first come in. So it looks like here at the top, we're gonna have a banner. Oh, let's go back to it. It says unlimited loops, unlimited tracks, unlimited creativity. All right, so this is just a link to buy into their premium program. Monetize your music. Go premium and monetize 5 tracks per month on any streaming platform. So it looks like it's also going to be a way to generate income. So if you're a music creator, you can go ahead and create a song, and I'm guessing you'll be able to launch it on one of these platforms and hopefully start creating some revenue for yourself. The next one here, new templates for content creators. I'm guessing this is like starting points. Maybe the AI will generate a song for you, a starting point, and then you're supposed to edit it. New releases, crank up your creativity with fresh tracks from our latest collections. I'm not sure what this is, if you're going to be able to purchase or use or what. And then we have a music creator. So this is the tool that we were most interested in, is being able to create a song using AI. So right off the bat, I don't see a clear call to action. Like, what does the website want me to do? There's no real guide. I just see a ton of information. It's nicely laid out. Like, it looks pretty, right? But there's nothing that stands out that I should be doing. This is what a user interface should look like once I'm familiar with it, I think. But when I first come in here, like, what am I supposed to be doing? The slides here seem to me like a choose your own adventure. Like, I'm supposed to sit here and watch through all the slides. Like, you can't even pause the slide, right? So it's a bit difficult to be reading it. You know, if you're not that fast at reading here, you're going to have to stop the slide or go back and forward. Not that it's a big deal, but it is a bit annoying. You would think that the slide would at least stop, or you'd be able to pause it. You cannot do either of those two things. So, and because the slide is going on, it's not really guiding you into doing one thing. Now, we are here for the AI generated content or AI generated music. So we'll be looking for that button. So outside of the slide here, I don't see the button to generate a song here. This looks like genres. Maybe it's libraries. So if I want to listen to music, but I don't want to listen to music, I want to create top templates. Maybe this is like a starting point. And here you can listen to the starting points, I'm guessing. And I'm not sure what this button here does. I see it over here. It looks like it's a reoccurring theme. We'll have to figure out what that does. And there's like a music player here at the bottom. It says select a template or track to preview what you can create. Now, this is kind of like a new UI feature. I haven't seen a whole lot of websites doing something like this, where I need to know ahead of time that what I'm going to be interacting with here on the screen is going to be added to this bottom bar here. Now, a lot of us are familiar with going from left to right. So whatever I click on here, I'll be interacting with here in the main area. But I've never really used a tool that, you know, whatever I interact with here in the middle, I will be plugging here at the bottom, which is interesting. It kind of has like an iTunes type of theme, you know, kind of like a player. Maybe it's going for that type of thing. But for AI generated music, it seems a little unintuitive for me when I land on here. Like, I'm having to use my brain, right? I'm having to think. It's not as obvious. So select the template or track to preview what you can create. Okay. Now here is a mood and theme. If I click on this, is this considered a track? Because it says I can select a track or a template. This one I get, but what about these? Okay. Okay, so I have to hover over. So if you notice, the play button is omitted or hidden until I mouse over. And then once you mouse over, you have this play button. But you also have this pink button. And what does the pink button do? Let's find out. It added it down here at the bottom, it looks like. And I can deselect and I can remove it. Okay, so let me go back and click on this again. Drum loops. I click on it. It gets added here somehow. And does it play or anything? Oh, okay. So this must be like a library of drums. Genre. So I click on this. It adds it down here at the bottom. And then I'm supposed to select the template. That's very unintuitive. So I have to click once and then click again to choose. But it doesn't really explain that to me. So I'm having to kind of figure it out as I go. All right, so let's try drill drums. And now I can preview it. Okay. Oh, I cannot hit play yet. That's interesting. I have to hit maybe create preview. Why wouldn't that automatically do it? Like have a starting point. There should be presets. Or at least a default. And then I can customize it afterwards. For doing absolutely nothing, that sounded really well. Now, we'll have to figure out how we can use that. So we're not there yet. We're just kind of figuring out the user interface. Okay, so it looks like there are these libraries here of like samples that you could use, or at least starting points. I think they call it just moods and themes. And that might be kind of like a puzzle piece, and I'm supposed to just put all these pieces together. Maybe that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure yet. So we have these moods and themes. We have these templates to start from. Okay, and again, if we hover over it, we can simply play the track. I'm guessing we can play the default. Okay, and then when we press this button here, it adds it to this player down here at the bottom, or this editor, or customizer. Create a track. It doesn't really have a name. We're just going to call it the customizer. Okay, so we figured out if you hover over and press the play button, you'll get this track or this template added to the customizer down here. So you can sample it. Actually, we'll call this the player. So we'll call this the player, and then when you click on this, it'll call that the customizer. I wish it had a name so I would know what to call it. Okay, so if I click on one of the songs here, it'll go ahead and give me a preview. It sounds quite nice. The templates sound very nice. All right, and so if I click on this pink button, this means send it to the customizer, it seems like. Okay, so it gets sent to the customizer. Now, once we're in the customizer, I can change the speed, the beats per minute. I can change the key, which is really nice. I can make it major or minor. I can give it a name, and then once I'm done customizing, I can hit create preview, I'm guessing, and it'll auto-generate it again. Okay, so I can't really change the sound. I can't really do much to customize it at this point. Maybe in the future or in a different area, but it looks like I'm gonna have to be stuck to this particular sound. Let's go ahead and preview this track before we edit it, and then we'll go ahead and send it into the customizer and edit a little bit. So let's go ahead and play it. Okay, so let's send it to the customizer by clicking on the pink button. And then from here, let's speed it up just a little bit. Let's see if it changes here. Okay, it does change here. So you can either enter in a number if you know the desired beats per minute you want, or you can just move this slider here. Then we can change the key here. Let's change it to G. And yeah, major is fine. And let's go ahead and add the volume a little bit more and hit create preview. So it sounds like it's going to be the exact same song, just a little bit faster and in a slightly different key. That's it. So we're not going to be able to change, you know, the melody, or it's not going to give us a few different variations of the melody or even the rhythm section or the drums or anything like that. Okay, so here is our song after we've customized it a little bit. Wow, it sounds terrible. Like the original sounded so much better. I don't know. Maybe I need to speed it up or move a little or progress a little bit further into the song. Maybe we were somewhere around here. Let's try to sample this. Okay, it just sounded really empty here at the beginning. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview our changes. This is what the song sounds like now. Okay, let's move to maybe the verse in the chorus. That was just the intro. All right, so their templates sound pretty decent. Now, my only concern is that everyone else has access to this exact same template. So I would assume that a lot of different creators are going to have the same exact sound. So that kind of worries me. If I'm trying to create a unique piece and have AI, give it some inputs and have AI generate me a unique sound, I don't think this is it. It looks like we just have a very limited list of templates here. Or maybe there's more and we're just not there yet. All right, so let's keep exploring the interface here. Let's go down. We have new releases. Now, are these new releases new templates or new genres or like new kits? Or is this a song created by a creator? Let's find out here. We'll hit the play button to preview. Okay. Don't know exactly what new releases means. I get that it's new, but it's new what? Is it a new mood or new theme or a new template or a new kit? I'm not sure if there even is a difference. So I'm pretty early on into this. Let's click on a few more samples here. I will say one thing, the samples that we have here are pretty decent quality. Okay. All right. So we have new releases, so we know what new beats or what new samples or templates, I'm not sure exactly what they want to call them, which new pieces of music have been added. So that's kind of cool if you want to play with the newest sound. Then we have the latest tracks. Guessing it's just going to be in descending order. Then we have featured tracks. Okay. So these are all just different tracks. I really expected this to be an area where I can create a song and have AI help. It seems I'm already selecting from pre-generated templates, which is a little bit disappointing. All right, so let's click on this button here, create music. Yeah, so all that does is bring up the editor. So let's go ahead and play with the editor here. So step one is to do what? I'm guessing it's to select a template. So what is this? Social media. Why is this here? If I hit X, what happens? Okay, that gets removed. So step one, I guess, is to select a genre. Okay, so step one, I'm guessing, is to select a genre. Let's select, I don't know, pop music, sure. Okay, and then we select the template. So what kind of genre within or subgenre within pop? Okay, I don't know. Let's try something. Let's try songwriter. What is that about? Let's just go ahead and generate a preview. Yeah, see, as you can see, there's not much to the customizer. I'm just choosing a pre-made template. I'm not doing anything. I'm not giving it inputs and having the AI create something using my inputs. This has already been created for me. I'm basically just slowing down or changing the key. That's all I'm doing, which is disappointing again. All right, so we're just waiting for this to finish generating. The music quality is not the problem here. It sounds good. It's a great starting template. You can easily just grab this, download it, and do something with it. My concern is that there doesn't seem to be an element of uniqueness here. I have a concern where this is going to sound like everyone else. There's no way to really distinguish yourself outside of maybe adding vocals, but even then you have the exact same backing track to unique vocals. Yeah, it looks like you're going to have to just click a particular genre and then find a sound within that genre that fits what you're looking for, and then that's it. Maybe change the key if you're trying to sing over it to match the key that you best sing in if you're trying to create a new song. Now let's take a look at the left aside menu here and see what we can do. Okay, so we have the home menu here on the left. This takes us to this screen here. We have the templates page, which just displays all the templates. And here we can sample them. Let's go ahead and sample a few of these. Okay, let's try Road Trip. Okay, so that's what the templates sound like. They are of a decent quality. You could easily download this and use it in a production. Okay, now we have global tracks here. Let's see what that's about. Global tracks. I'm not sure what this is. New releases was displayed on the front page. Most popular. I'm not sure what most popular means. Does this mean most downloaded, most used, most edited, most what? Most previewed? I don't know. Okay. Staff picked. And then this is just all of the tracks. Now, all of the tracks I think just means all of the templates. Oh, it does seem like there are a few different variations. Let's play this actually. So this is in C minor. Wait, if you change the key, does it change the entire melody? Because that sounds different than this. Huh. I don't know. Okay, so if I click on this, what happens? Oh, you can only preview it. This is to like, this is to, I don't know. Okay, that's to edit. So if I change the key to C, will it play this one? C minor? Let's create a preview. I'm wondering if you change the key, if that's all it does, or if it changes the entire sound of the song. Because that would create some variation, albeit not much, but that would help. Yeah, it still sounds the same, I think. Okay, so let's listen to it without it being changed. Oh, it changed it 100%. Or maybe not. Let me go back to this. Oh, and now it changed. Before, this button used to bring up the customizer, and now when you click on it, it does this. Similar, track, and loop. What does that mean? I'll click on similar, and now what? Yeah, and then I don't remember what it was previously. So it would be nice to know what did the track sound like before I edited it, so I can compare. Okay, so it does change the sound. Create new preview. If I change nothing and just click on create new preview, will it generate me a new song? Let's try it. By creating a new preview, you will lose all data for this preview and any edits that you've made. That's fine. Is it generating me a new song within this theme or style? Let's find out. All right, let's play it back. I can't really tell. Let's try it again. Create new. We'll have it generate another song. I'm trying to remember what that sounded like so I can determine whether it is generating a new sound or if it's the same exact template. Okay, it looks like it's done generating. I wish it would say done. Okay, it is generating a new song. So you know what? It's just the verbiage then that is really made unclear. Create new preview. To me, when I read this, create new preview, it means take the song that I currently have and just slow it down and change the key, but otherwise keep everything the same. And when you click on create new preview, that is not what it does. It changes the song entirely. Right? So if I take this beat right here, let's listen to it one more time. Okay, and I change it to, let's say, A, and change it to minor, and I apply these changes. Kind of remember what it sounded like, and let's see if it sounds the same. Okay, I'm going to hit play. Wait, now it did save everything. I'm so confused. A minute ago it didn't do it, and now it is doing it. Or maybe I just didn't notice it? Hold on. Oh, I think this changes. Hold on. Oh, okay. So check this out. Create new preview means it generates an entirely new song. I hate the word preview. Create new preview means it generates a new song. This should say generate new template or generate new track or no, generate new variation. In plain English, I would understand what it does. If it said create new variation or generate new variation. I know it's a little wordy, but if I read that, I would know what it meant. Take this song, this style, this Afro pop theme, and then make me a new, unique, like mix up all the different variables and then spit something new out at me. Generate something new for me. But here, if I just change here the tempo, right, and maybe make it minor and major and hit apply change, it'll take the exact same sound and then just make those minor changes. And then when you hit apply, it'll generate that song with those changes. It'll be the exact same, just very, very minor tweaks. Okay, so this is a generator. I have finally figured it out. And then when you're happy with it, you can hit save. Okay, and you just give it a name. Okay, so let's say, let's actually hear it one more time, and then we'll give it a name. I don't know. We'll just call it Afro Pop 1. We'll go ahead and hit save. Let's see where this goes. Okay, track is successfully saved. You can find it in my library. I like these. I like when this happens here. So when I go to my library, I expect it to be here. Wonderful. Okay, so I can sit there and auto-generate songs and until I get a song that I like, and then I can tweak it a little bit, and then hit save, and it'll add it here. Okay, that wasn't very difficult to create a song. It was, however, difficult to understand what the buttons did. I will say one thing. The interface looks very pretty. It looks very pretty, but it's not that easy to understand what everything is. Especially if you've used other tools, other similar tools. You start to create correlations and you start assuming what buttons would do. And then when they don't do what you think they should do, it's a little confusing. Like this button here, I thought it was always to bring up the customizer, and sometimes it's not. Once you have a song on here, it brings up this little loop thing, and you can hit similar, track, and loop, and it just does something different than what I thought. Like when you hover over it and you click on this little pink button, let me exit it, you see the little pink button is exactly the same, and when I click on it, it brings up this customizer here. Whereas if I already have one selected and I click on it, it brings this up. So I can click on similar, and I can create a new preview, right? Or I can click track. What does track do? I don't even know what it does. So it allows me to select a new track. Yeah, I don't even know if you need this, or maybe I'm just not completely getting it now. You know what would solve this is if you click on it, or after you're done clicking on it, when you mouse over, if it gave you a little tooltip here and it told you what it does, or even if you or hover over this. But it seems that the same exact button does two different things, and that again creates confusion. Okay, so let's do the overview. What problem does this solve? Well, if you are a marketing agency, you need music for maybe a backing track in a video, and you want something unique and cheap, maybe you'd go this route. Same thing for maybe a movie producer. You need music for your backing track. Maybe you are a musician and you just need a place to start creating music. Or maybe you're a videographer or a YouTuber, and you just need music for your background, maybe an intro, and you need something unique and cheap. You're not really worried about it being customized and personalized. This would probably be a good starting point. My only question here is the marketplace already saturated? Like, is there already enough options where having AI step in and generate these songs? Does it have a place? Is there even a problem? I'm not that familiar with the space. I don't know how expensive it would be to purchase a song. I imagine because you would need the full rights and everything to use it. So what problem does it solve? The problem it solves, I suppose, is just to create new and unique sounding backing tracks for, movies or small productions, maybe commercials, that you can have full licensing rights to for very affordable prices. And then who would benefit from it? We talked a little bit about this already. So musicians or video producers or movie creators, bloggers, or YouTubers, marketing agencies, songwriters or producers, or really anyone that just wants to create music and explore. If they're not musically trained, they don't have a background or an education in music production, and they just want to get started and have fun. They don't need a whole lot of background and knowledge into how to create music. They could just generate it here, maybe just sing over it. So maybe singers as well. So some common use cases, we talked about it. The marketing agencies using it for marketing agencies generating music for their ads, for their customers' ads. It could be a movie or film producer looking for backing track for different segments in their film. It could be a YouTuber just looking for an intro, or even maybe just background filler music while they talk over it, or maybe a podcast. So there's lots of different applications for this. All right, now let's give our review. I would say the sound quality that's being generated is really high. It's definitely a really good starting point to start a song from, and you could easily save it and download it and start using it into your productions, into your film and your sound. So from that standpoint, it's very nice. There is a little bit of a learning curve to the user interface. There's a lot of things that are not entirely made clear. For example, when you first, this is the homepage, this is what it looks like. And when you land on it, it is a bit convoluted. There's no one clear call to action. It feels like it's just a choose your own adventure. There's just buttons and everything. There's just things everywhere. And there's just a little bit too much color. My eyes aren't really drawn anywhere. I don't know what to do when I land on here. So let's talk about the user friendliness first. So this is the homepage. The homepage is a bit convoluted. There is no real clear call to action, one center point of what I'm supposed to be doing on the homepage. You start off with this banner at the top, and it's pulling you in different directions. This slide right here says create. This one says go premium. This one says upgrade now. So you don't know what to do here. It's kind of just showing you everything. And then the different sections down here are showed in a way that kind of make you confused as to what they do. So for example, if you hover over it, you get these different things you can do, different interaction buttons. So if you click on one of these, it selects it, but it doesn't play it. And you don't really notice. If you're not paying attention down here, you can just click on it and go, wow, it's doing nothing. But it is doing something. When you click on it, it's selecting it and adding it down here to the player. But at the same time, if you hover over and play the play button, not only will it select it, but it'll just autoplay for you. So if you click on it, you can hear it right away. Okay, and then you're like, well, what does this pink button do? And then you see the same pink button here, and you think they do the exact same thing, but they don't. Right? If you click on this, it gives you similar tracks to the one you have selected. You can go through, you can loop it, right? This is different. And if you click on this, it brings up an editor, right? And that button that was here is no longer here. So you start to get confused. You're like, what's going on? And when you click on one of these and it adds it to the player down here, if you click on this pink button, it's no longer the player. It's now let's call it a customizer or a selector. Imagine this as like a file, like on a file explorer. You click on it, it opens up the folder, and these are a bunch of files within the folder. You click on one of them, and now you have the song here that you can generate. This should say generate new, variation, but it says create preview. And you're thinking that once you've edited these and you hit create preview, this button will always be here, but it won't. So like if you generate preview, you'll get this button up here will change and a new one will be added over here. Let me see if it does it, or maybe it's different in different sections, but it's not as clear as it should be. Okay, so here's the song, and you get this new buttons down here. You get create new and save. So when I read create new, I'm thinking I'm going to create a new song, maybe like create new, take me back to the select genres page, but it doesn't. Create new actually means take this exact same theme that I'm in, this instrument loop theme, and just generate me a unique, a new song based on this variable, which is make sure that it's an instrument loop. So like if you edit it, you think that you're going to create a new preview and it creates a new preview. No, you have to hit apply changes. So apply changes is what applies these changes and keeps the same sound, and create new creates a new song within this genre. So it is a little bit difficult to kind of understand everything. It's not as clear as I think it should be. It's not terribly difficult to understand, but there could easily be tooltips added to certain things, and you could change the language so it's a little bit easier to understand. So from a user friendliness position, it's not the most difficult to understand, but it isn't there yet. It's not refined yet. And when you go to like another thing that I noticed as well, when you're at home, you have here these templates. When you go to templates, it shows you what you think it would show you, right? Templates. But when you go to genres, there is no genres over here. So how do you get, a folder with all the different genres? Well, you don't. And then you would think, from like when I use other tools, they usually have choose a theme and then choose a mood, right? And you give it some inputs. Here, there is none of that. So you would think, okay, I'm going to go choose a theme. Okay, let me click on the folder, and then nothing happens. Okay, you figure it out. Okay, I got to click on this button. And then you think this would be, within this theme would be moods, but they're not. Or maybe this is moods. So you would like, but I didn't pick a theme yet. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm in moods and themes, but I haven't yet picked a theme. And it only shows me moods. So maybe they're all one and the same. They're not separate. For example, like, I wanna select a theme. Let's say I want something to be used in a corporate setting, right? And then I would choose the theme. Maybe I want it to be exciting and energetic, or maybe I want it to be like sad and depressing, or I don't know what my use case is. What if it's like a corporate video for like an injury, like you need hospital medical care, and you're not trying to get hyped up, So it doesn't do exactly what you think it would do. It's not as intuitive to use as a different tool that I've used, but if you play with it enough, you can kind of figure it out. You kind of got to get around and just kind of take it for what it is at the moment. I think it definitely has a lot of room to improve, but it is a decent starting point. So that would be all I have to say about the user friendliness. The learning curve, there's not a whole lot of user inputs. So the learning curve, there's not a lot of, let's talk about the learning curve. There is not a whole lot of user inputs. So it doesn't take that long to learn how to use the customizer. So when you click on one of these tracks and you get into the customizer, you only have the options to change the speed, the tempo, right, the beats per minute. You can change what key it's in. You can change whether it's minor or major, and that's about it. You just give the track a name, save it, and download it, and that's it. You're not able to change you're not able to change the composition of the song. You're not able to shorten it or lengthen the song. You're not able to change maybe different variations of a section, like change how the melody sounds, or change how the rhythm section sounds, or change how the bass or whatever. You're not able to customize those kind of parts. So it very much is a template builder, and there's not a whole lot of granular control over how your song sounds. So because of that, there isn't that high of a learning curve yet, right? You select a theme basically, or a template. You change a few things, and that's it. So there's not much to it. I would say the learning curve is pretty easy. And now let's get into pricing. So this is the different plans they have available. They have a standard free plan. You get 10 downloads per month, which is really nice to get started. 1 stem pack, I'm not entirely sure what that is. Okay, you have unlimited personal use. That's nice. So, and it explains here, 1 channel per platform. You can use it on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, podcast, Instagram, Facebook, Vimeo, and any future platform. Okay, so for personal use, you can do this. Unlimited track creation, which is nice. So you have unlimited personal use, and it shows you here what that means, what that entails. Unlimited track creation, you get 50 plus templates. Now they have a premium plan, and here you get everything from the personal plus professional projects. So you get the unlimited track downloads. You have the unlimited loop downloads, and maybe you didn't have this before. Unlimited social monetization, so you get access to the marketplace. And you have copyright access now. So copyright available starting at $50. So this is interesting. You don't have the copyrights, it seems, to the songs that you create. You have to then pay for it. Now, I'm not sure if this is per song. I'm not sure how this works, but there is an additional cost when using these songs. And then you have a custom plan here. So it doesn't seem like it's that terribly expensive. If you just wanted to do 1 month, it's $10 to get started, really. And then if you've, after the first month or two, if you really like this platform and you see yourself using it month after month, you can go ahead and buy the yearly plan for under $100, $90. So I feel like it's a pretty decent value. This isn't terribly expensive. I think most people will be able to afford this. And the fact that they have a free plan makes it really nice and easy to get started. So I would say this is, a 4 to 5 on the cost. Enough people will be able to get into this and start using it right away. All right, those are all my thoughts, my first impressions, and my review of the tool. I think overall, if you're someone that needs a backing track for a song, you're going to love this. If you're a singer-songwriter, you probably will use this to have a good starting point for a song and then kind of edit it outside. So if you have that kind of musical talent, you'll be able to take something and then build upon it. And yeah, I think a lot of people will use this tool. It'll have fun. I'm not sure how the marketplace will work and the whole sharing and being able to monetize that. I don't really have any thoughts on that because I've never used that tool. I've never seen how much money you can generate and how feasible or practical it is to create an income. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the review, enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Thank you.